Step 3 in the home buying process is we need to get your home inspection ordered and your appraisal ordered. So I want to go over what both of these are and why they're important to you. First off is the home inspection. This is a general home inspection where somebody's going to come out to the house and they're going to inspect everything from the foundation to the roof and everything in between. And they're going to look for things that jump out at them. They're going to look at plumbing, they're going to look at electrical, the foundation, the roof structure. They're going to look at everything in the home. If they see anything that's out of sorts, they're going to make sure to note it. Typically they'll take a photograph, and at the end of the day they're going to provide you a report that's usually dozens and dozens of pages that are going to outline everything that they found in that home. Then it's up to you if you choose to request repairs. Traditionally, cosmetic things are things that we're not usually requesting. Again, it's all negotiable. But if we find health and safety things like outlets that are not protected against short circuiting from water, things like that, we're gonna usually request repairs on. If we find issues with foundations or roofs, we're gonna request repairs on things like that. So health and safety things are usually what we're most looking for. If we see like nail holes in the walls or a scratch on the wall, you're gonna be able to deal with some of those smaller things, but we do wanna address some of those bigger things. And when we do, we'll talk a little bit more about it in a future step, but we can either request that they repair the issues, give us a credit for those issues, or give us a price reduction for those issues. So we'll talk about that more as we move along in the process, but ultimately this is done so that we can find out if there's any issues. Sometimes what might come up too is there might be something with the foundation. Well, the person who's there is a general home inspector. We might need to have a foundation specialist come out and look at the foundation, or we might need a plumber to look at the plumbing, or an electrician to look at the electrical if there's anything that comes up on that general inspection. So sometimes you have not only the initial inspection, but some follow-up subsequent inspections to get a little bit more clarity on things. The second part of this step is that we need to get an appraisal done. And the goal of the appraisal is we want to make sure that the home is worth at least what you're paying for it. It could always be worth more. We're never going to complain about that. But the bank wants to make sure that if you're paying $1 million for a home, that the home's worth $1 million, so that they're loaning you based on the actual market value of the home. So if we run into a scenario where it appraises at the $1 million or above the $1 million, everything is good. If it happens to appraise below the $1 million, and that's what we're under contract at, that also can open up another round of negotiations. So let's just say in this scenario it ends up at $950 and we're under contract at $1 million, we got a $50,000 spread there. There's a few different things that can happen. One, you can say, I don't care that the appraisal came in low, I'll cover the $50,000 difference. You could say, hey seller, it came in at $950, you need to drop your price to the $950. Or what more commonly happens is we negotiate, we end up somewhere in the middle. There's no rule about what happens here. This is all a negotiation. At the end of the day, it's our job to help ensure that that appraisal comes in at that purchase price for you. So we'll help out with that appraiser, give them some comps, let them know what we were looking at when we made our offer on the home. So hopefully that appraisal comes in at or above that value. Everything is smooth. We're moving on to the next step. That is step 3 in the home buying process.